The neighborhood was quiet until Karen's voice sliced through it like a car alarm at 3 a.m. She stood on my lawn, clipboard in hand, fake cops at her side, ready to shut down my BBQ for violating HOA noise ordinances. It was a Saturday, the kind where the air smells like charcoal and laughter. My backyard was alive, cousins tossing frisbees, kids chasing each other, and my famous ribs sizzling on the grill. We were black, white, Latino, Asian, a tapestry of faces from the block, united by cold beers and my mom's potato salad. Then Karen stormed in, her face pinched like she'd bitten a lemon, flanked by two guys in ill-fitting tactical vests. HOA scrawled in Sharpie across the chest. One had HOA misspelled as HOE. I almost laughed, but the audacity of it choked me. "Who authorized this noise?" Karen barked, waving her clipboard like a scepter. "This is a violation of community standards." The crowd froze. My neighbor Jamal, a firefighter with arms like tree trunks, set down his plate. "Community standards, lady. It's a BBQ, not a rave." Karen's eyes narrowed. "I'm with the HOA enforcement team. You're disturbing the peace, and I have authority to shut this down." Her cops nodded, one fumbling with a fake badge that looked like it came from a cereal box. I stepped forward, heart pounding. "Karen, you're not even on the HOA board. You live 3 streets over. What's this about?" Her smirk was venomous. "You people don't belong here. Throwing loud parties, lowering property values. I'm protecting our neighborhood." The words hit like a slap. "You people," my cousin Marcus, still in his SWAT uniform from a shift that ran late, had been leaning against the fence, sipping a soda. Now he straightened, all 6'3" of him, Kevlar vest gleaming under the string lights. The crowd parted as he walked over, his boots heavy on the grass. "Ma'am," Marcus said, voice low but sharp, "mind explaining who these officers are?" Karen faltered, her confidence cracking. "They're HOA security. I hired them to enforce regulations." Marcus glanced at the fake cops. One was sweating through his vest. The other kept adjusting his too-tight belt. "Hired them from where? A costume shop." Laughter rippled through the crowd, but it was tense, like the air before a storm. Karen's face reddened. "You can't talk to me like that. I know my rights." "Your rights," I snapped. "You sent fake cops to my house because you don't like my family's vibe. That's not rights, that's harassment." The guests started shouting, "Get out! Karen, who do you think you are?" My Auntie Rosa, 68 and fierce, waved a spatula like a sword. "You want to talk property values? Your tacky lawn gnomes are the real crime." Karen doubled down, voice shrill. "This neighborhood's gone downhill since your kind moved in. I'm calling the real police." That's when Marcus stepped closer, his badge catching the light. "No need, ma'am. I am the real police. SWAT, actually, and impersonating an officer is a felony." The fake cops froze. One dropped his clipboard, papers scattering. The crowd erupted, some cheering, others yelling at Karen. She stammered. This is a misunderstanding." "Misunderstanding," Jamal growled. "You targeted his family. Karen, you've been whining about outsiders for months." The truth spilled out then, ugly and raw. Karen had been stirring up trouble online, posting in neighborhood groups about undesirable residents, meaning anyone who didn't fit her narrow idea of acceptable. She'd rallied a few sympathizers, dug up old HOA rules, and hired these clowns to intimidate us. But she hadn't counted on Marcus, or the fact that half the block was here, ready to call her out. The confrontation escalated fast. Karen's fake cops tried to slip away, but Marcus blocked their path. "You're not going anywhere," he said, pulling out his phone to call for backup. Karen shrieked, "This is oppression. You're all against me." "No," I said, stepping up. "You're against us. You saw a black family, a mixed crowd, and decided we don't belong. That's not HOA business, that's prejudice." The crowd roared in agreement. My neighbor Lynn, a quiet accountant, spoke up. "You complained about my lanterns last Lunar New Year, too. Said they were too ethnic. You're not protecting the neighborhood, you're tearing it apart. Karen's eyes darted, searching for an ally, but even her fake cops were edging toward the gate. The air was thick with anger, years of microaggressions boiling over. Someone threw a corn cob, missing Karen by inches. She yelped, clutching her clipboard like a shield. Marcus raised a hand, silencing the crowd. "Let's do this right," he said. "Karen, you and your friends are leaving now, and we're filing a report for impersonation and harassment." She opened her mouth to argue, but the look in Marcus's eyes stopped her. The fake cops bolted, tripping over a lawn chair in their haste. Karen stood alone, trembling, as the neighborhood stared her down. For once, she had no words. The aftermath was chaos and clarity. The BBQ resumed, but the mood was different, triumphant, but heavy. We filed a police report, and word spread fast. By Monday, the Karen's posts were exposed across social media, her lies unraveling. Neighbors who'd stayed silent before started speaking out, sharing stories of her petty crusades, complaints about kids' bikes, suspicious cars, anything that didn't fit her vision of a perfect suburb. The HOA held an emergency meeting. Karen wasn't even a member, just a loud voice who'd bullied her way into influence. They issued a public apology, and new rules banned unofficial enforcement. Karen's house went up for sale a month later. Rumor was she couldn't handle the glares from neighbors she'd alienated. But the real change was us. The neighborhood started talking, really talking. We held more BBQs, block parties, even a Lunar New Year festival that Lynn led. Marcus became a local hero, though he just shrugged and said, "I was just doing my job." Karma doesn't always come with handcuffs, but it hit Karen hard. She thought she could control us, divide us, but she only united us. Her prejudice exposed her, and our strength rebuilt what she tried to break. If you've got a Karen in your neighborhood, don't wait for her to escalate. Call her out, stand together, and show her the door.